Hi, this is Robert Redfern, the serrapeptase guy. Today I want to go through some of the most basic questions about serrapeptase that you need to know, and you'll feel much more comfortable once you know the answers to them. So the first one, which is the most important, is what is serrapeptase? Serrapeptase is an enzyme, and for those that don't know, enzymes are living proteins. These are proteins that actually do all the work, building bodies, building grass, building fish, building trees, building anything. Anything that lives is built by enzymes, which are living proteins. And there's three broad types of enzyme. One is an enzyme that digests the food that we eat. The second one is an enzyme that takes that digested food and rebuilds the body and makes it healthy. And the third one is an enzyme that cleans up the mess after all the work is done. Of course, the work is never really finished, but this last enzyme is what serrapeptase is. It's a clean-up enzyme. It cleans up inflammation and inflamed dead tissue in the body so that it doesn't build up, because of course if it built up, then of course that causes a disease problem, and we've got to clear this. But if you're not getting serrapeptase or enzymes that clean up, then you're never going to get on top of it. That's what serrapeptase is. An enzyme cleans up the mess. Where does it come from? Everybody wants to know, where does serrapeptase come from? Well, serrapeptase originally, about 35 years ago, was found in the silkworm, and they noticed that the silkworm was using it to dissolve the rock-hard chrysalis in a couple of minutes, and also they further researched and found that it was using it to dissolve the tough mulberry leaves that they feed on. And so they took some of this enzyme and started growing it in the laboratory, and they grow it on a plant medium, so it's all right for vegetarians and vegans to take it, because you can call this a plant-derived enzyme because it's grown on plants. But that's what the serrapeptase is. Another question: why do doctors not prescribe serrapeptase if it's so good? Well, they do. Some doctors in Germany have prescribed it for over 25 years. Doctors in Japan have prescribed it for over 25 years. Some doctors in America prescribe it. Some doctors in the UK prescribe it, but not many, because the doctors are very, very highly controlled in the USA and the UK, and the control, of course, comes from the drug industry, because they want doctors to prescribe drugs. The patented drugs, they make high profits on it, and they certainly don't want them to prescribe something that's going to clear up the problem and the person's going to get healthy, because then they're not going to sell many drugs. So that's why doctors don't prescribe it in the main. I'm taking medication. Can I use serrapeptase? The answer is yes. There is no interaction with any drugs you can be taking. You can take it with any drug, I don't care what the name of it is. You can even take it with warfarin. Now, warfarin goes by the name of rat poison, but it's actually a blood thinner. And you see many people warning, oh, don't take serrapeptase with blood thinners. Why not? Serrapeptase doesn't thin the blood. Serrapeptase makes the blood healthy. It cleans up the gunge that's floating around in your bloodstream, stops the inflammation that's causing thickening of the blood, and it makes it healthy. That has to be a good thing. It might be said that should you take warfarin with serrapeptase, because once your blood is healthy, why would you want to take warfarin? Because healthy people shouldn't take. I don't take warfarin. It would be bad for me. And it's because I've got healthy blood. So if you're going to get healthy blood using serrapeptase, then you need to consider whether you should really be taking drugs. Can I take serrapeptase whilst pregnant? Yes, you can. You can take it before you're pregnant. Many women use it for clearing blocked fallopian tubes. You can take it during pregnancy for all the aches and pains that you're likely to suffer. And you can take it after the birth. In fact, many women use it when they get breast engorgement, when they're breastfeeding and they need to go on antibiotics. They use it very quickly, 2-3 tablets of serrapeptase, and within an hour or so the engorgement's gone and they're back to breastfeeding their child successfully. So you can use it at all stages of pregnancy. I answered this question before, does it thin the blood? Partly in the question on drug interactions. It doesn't thin the blood, it makes the blood healthy. and that's what we all want. We want healthy blood. And so just make sure you truly understand that, because if you discuss it with your doctor's going to just play safe and say, oh, don't take anything when you're taking warfarin. It does not thin the blood, it makes it healthy, and your doctor must be wanting that for you, for your blood to be healthy. Interesting question, what happens to the residue? When it's cleaning up the blood and getting rid of all the gunge and the inflamed dead tissue, it actually converts the residue back to, the gunge back to basic amino acids. So there's a benefit even in the waste products. It's called recycling. The body's good at recycling, I can assure you. So has it any side effects, or can I take too many? This is two questions in one, but let's cover both of them. There's no side effects with serrapeptase. In fact, I've been involved with it for nearly 10 years now. I first introduced it to the world in my books and newsletters in around about 2000 it was. And really there are no side effects with it. There's a report came out of Japan from two doctors, and I suspect they were linked to each other. And both these reports said that serrapeptase had caused an infection. Well, I dispute that. I dispute that serrapeptase can cause an infection for two reasons. Number one is it's not logical. There's no logical reason why it can. Number two is since those reports 25 years ago, millions of people around the world are now taking serrapeptase, and there would have been lots and lots of reports if serrapeptase was capable of creating an infection. I believe personally that either the serrapeptase was already infected, and there was a bad batch of serrapeptase, or the factory where it was made was not a good factory, or they just got it plain wrong. They just guessed at something and wrote it up, because doctors do guess, that's called an opinion. So no side effects. Can I take too many? No. You can waste your money, but some people, with my help, have taken 20 tablets or capsules of serrapeptase to get on top of a really, really acute problem. But then they lower it down all the way down to 1 times 2, 1 times 3 a day, because that's really a therapeutic level once you've got the inflammation under control. But you can take 20 if you feel like it for a couple of days just to get it under control. Why can it benefit so many different conditions? That's an important question, because it's confusing to people. It sounds like snake oil, because how can it help multiple sclerosis? How can it help lung disease? How can it help the blocked arteries? How can it help varicose veins? How can it help inflammatory bowel disease? All of these conditions, the symptoms are caused by inflammation, and in some cases inflamed dead tissue blocking the function of the body. I'll take multiple sclerosis, which you probably don't know too much about, but multiple sclerosis is damage to the myelin sheath, and it's caused by inflammation, and the inflammation creates the damage, and the damage then gets scar tissue, which then blocks the nerve signals. Along comes serrapeptase, stops the inflammation, clears the scar tissue, and then the body's healing process can start to work again. It's a similar story for all of the different conditions. I won't cover all the conditions now, but that's why it can cover anything. I have people in absolute agony with pains in the feet, and nothing they've been able to, nothing they've used has been able to clear it up. Take serrapeptase for a couple of weeks and it's all gone. So there's just every reason you can think of to take it. Do I take it? Of course. I take it for anti-aging, because inflammation and thickening of the tissue and thickening of the blood is a major factor in the elderly process, and I take it for every day, just to keep myself fit and healthy and slow down the aging process. I'm in my 60s, and it's important. This is a time when we really, really need to get our act together about looking after our good health. Multiple allergies. Will the serrapeptase or enteric coating be a problem? I don't know. It might be, because you've got an allergy and I don't know what your allergies are triggered by. If it triggers an allergy, your allergic response, stop taking it. It doesn't cause allergies, it doesn't cause any responses like this, but of course if you've got a problem, if you've got a digestive tract problem, you can get discomfort in your digestive tract. It's not causing that, it's triggering it. Get rid of your problem, get rid of your allergy, get rid of your digestive tract problem, and serrapeptase won't be a problem. But if it's a problem, stop taking it. Okay, last question. Can I use it for any condition, even those that are not listed in the book or on your websites? Yes, you can. You can just use it for anything that comes along, and it really cannot be a problem to you whatsoever. And but don't take high doses if you've no particular problem. Be like me, just take a couple a day. I take one in the morning when I wake up and one when I go to bed at night. If I do some heavy gardening work or some really, really heavy work, we went walking up the mountains a couple of days ago with a group of people, and we took some serrapeptase before we went, my wife and I, Anne, and we took some serrapeptase when we got back, because we're not used to walking up mountains on a heavy trek, and our legs would have been aching, our calves would have been aching, but we didn't have all those problems because we took serrapeptase. So if you're going to do any heavy work, take extra serrapeptase. But otherwise, if you just want it for anti-aging and feeling good, just a couple a day, and that's great. This is Robert Redfern, the serrapeptase guy, signing off. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.